YouTube, it's Mike McKinstry with Bassquatch Hunter TV. Let me turn the music down really quick because I forgot that I had it on. Let me turn that down and I'll be right back. So hold on one second. Alright, so we'll give the video a minute for some people to come on live. So I will remind you guys, this is volume number 18 of Coffee with Bassquatch. I say this almost every video, but I'm still blown away that we've gone through this many weeks. So it's been 18 weeks of these live podcast videos that I love doing. Good afternoon, Raul Ramirez, and hey, John Bolton, how you doing, buddy? John Ferguson, how you doing, man? I'm doing all right. So we just got done with the Detroit Ultimate Fishing Show yesterday. Yesterday was the fourth and final day of the Detroit Ultimate Fishing Show. It was absolutely amazing. What's up, Chris Allen? How you doing, man? The Ultimate Fishing Show was absolutely incredible. I'm just getting my voice back. I lose my voice usually every single show because it sounds shocking, but I talk too much. What's up, Mike Godlewski? How you doing, man? Thank you, John Bolton. John Bolton is my official Bassquatch reminder that there is a super chat option turned on. So if you want to donate to the channel and help do what we do, then you can hit the little dollar sign and donate any amount you want to help our channel grow and help our channel keep on doing what we're doing. Always appreciated and always unexpected. So I appreciate it, Mr. Bolton. The Ultimate Fishing Show was absolutely incredible. By far the best show that I've been to. It got bigger this year than it's ever been. On Thursday, usually on day one of the show, it's completely dead. What's up, Patrick Williford? How you doing, man? Usually Thursdays are dead. It's the day that we kind of get acclimated to the show atmosphere. We see what other booths are going to be there. We see some people we haven't seen in a while since the last show. It's kind of like a hangout day. Hey, what's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? This Thursday was different. This Thursday was absolutely chaos, and it was Thursday was actually the busiest day next to Saturday, but Thursday was busier than Friday, which really took us off guard and blew me away. But I met some amazing people. I introduced some great people to the sport of kayak fishing, and I also saw some great friends that came up to say hi. I had at least 5 or 6 people that came up on Thursday to come say hi. On Friday, I had, every day, Friday and Saturday, I had so many people come up just to come say hi and talk and chat and discuss kayak fishing stuff. John Bolton said, what boat do you prefer, the Overdrive in the 11.5 or 13.5? So I have not had the Overdrive in the 13.5 yet because there is a new part coming out so it can fit the 13.5. It's not out yet. So I've only been in my 11.5 in the pedal drive, and I love it. That being said, I think I would like the pedal drive more in the 13.5 because I love my 13.5. The 11.5 is probably the best size. Like, it's a perfect size for all around everything. The 13.5 is a little too big for a lot of things, or some things, I guess, but I love the stability. I love the room that I have in a 13.5. So with the pedal drive, with me being a shorter guy, I think the 13.5 would be, I think it'd be better for me because it's more stable, but at the same time, I'd have to move the seat so far forward. Mike Godlewski said, but again, 2 years in a row, your kayak takes casualties. So yes, my kayak, so what I consider my kayak is a casualty of war or of shows. Every boat show you go to, my kayak's always on display. I bring it fully rigged up with almost everything that I use on the water, sometimes some extra stuff. And it's always the kayak that's touched the most, and it's always the kayak that people crowd around the most because it's the only one that's fully rigged up usually. John Bolton said Dorado needs to meet in the middle and be a 12-footer. John Bolton, the Dorado is a 12-footer. It's 12.5 foot. That's exactly why I'm going to the Dorado in a few months here. The Dorado is literally a perfect kayak. So anyway, so my kayak is usually, so there's 20 kayaks on display. A couple of them are actually used kayaks, like people bring their own kayaks in. Mine's always the most rigged up, and everyone wants to touch it and get near it and get close to it and poke at it. people walk by, whether they're 15 years old or they're 75 years old. They walk by and just go twist, grab, pull, yank for no reason, then keep on walking. Like, they have no interest in kayaking, the sport, no respect for any gear, anything. They just want to grab something, crank on it like a toddler, and walk away. So that happened a lot every single day. I ended up sacrificing 2 camera mounts, front and rear, my Sea-Tug cart, my Anchor Wizard was in pieces at least 25 times. Like, they would just take it apart, like start unscrewing the handle till it falls off, and then they set it down and walk away. Like, it's just stupid. One of my fishing rods ended up on the floor for a while. My fish stick measuring device got broken on day 1, and it walked away from the booth about 5 times. And so yeah, either way, that's what happens at boat shows. Sorry, I'm still getting my voice back. Drink some coffee. So at the boat shows, I kind of expect it and I'm used to it, but I used to put do not touch signs on my kayak, which made people like poke at it and stare at me like they're a 5-year-old. But I think for the rest of the shows for this year, I'm going to have to put a do not touch sign again because I'm really tired of replacing gear. But it was a great time though. I had so much fun. I mean, 12-hour days on my feet. My feet got bruises on them. Like, I'm still like incredibly sore. But it sounds like a lot of work and like it's terrible, but how much work is it really when you're doing the one thing you love more than anything else in the sport, and it's talking to people about the sport and introducing new people to the sport and explaining why you love the sport and each piece of gear that you use. Like, it's probably the best part of the sport to me, is being able to share it, everything I learn and everything I use, with everybody else. So when I get someone who's never been in a kayak before and they come to a show, they talk to me for an hour, they get so excited, they go on my YouTube channel, watch a video really quick, and they're like, you know what? I need this kayak. I need one. And then we go through every single brand of kayaks, every single model for each brand, and see which one fits their needs the best. I pull them off the stands, let them sit in each one so they get a feel, and then they end up buying one. In the springtime, we'll go on the water, we'll go out fishing, I'll make some new friends, I'll introduce them to some new friends, and it's just an incredible experience. So boat shows are probably the most rewarding part of what I do. Mike said no ice fishing today. Augur's cutting like a hot knife through butter. I wish I could, dude. I was actually going to call you today. I wanted to go ice fishing today, but like I said, I'm recovering from the week. I worked 46 hours in 4 days, or 48 hours? 46 hours in 4 days. And I don't get to eat really well at boat shows because I have celiac disease, so I can't really eat any food there. So I bring like gluten-free bars and I eat beef jerky, and that's about it. So last night was like the first time in like 10 years of my life where I came home. I put my kayak back in the garage on the stands. I got none of my gear out of my truck still in my truck right now. And I got to reset my kayak up and get it ready for the next show. I sat down on the couch, pulled my phone out. I started going through YouTube stuff like I always do, and then I passed out with my phone in my hand, just passed out cold. So my wife took my phone from me, set it down. I woke up in a panic. I'm like, oh, what happened? And she looked at me and she goes, you obviously need to take a nap or something. I don't do naps, so I just drank some coffee and woke up and whatever. But my body shut down yesterday. That show took so much out of me, but it was so much fun. I mean, the excitement was a great time. The next show is, I believe it's the Birch Run Boat Show, which is like I think about an hour and a half, 2 hours from my house. So I'll probably get in a hotel for that one, but that'll be a really cool show. Chuck Cardina said, signs of old age. Hey, you watch your mouth, mister. That's what my wife said too. Hey, what's up, Chad? How you doing, man? Yeah, so Chuck, my wife, said the same thing last night. She goes, I was telling her, I'm like, you know, when I was 25, I bought a bar when I was 25, and I used to work 24-hour shifts back to, like, I didn't care. I would just run the bar, and I would cook in the kitchen, I'd help bartend. I could go 48 hours, and then I'd take a 3-hour power nap, and I'd be fine. So last night, I was like, yeah, hon. Well, so my wife's a lot younger than me, so I got to actually say, hey, hon, when I was your age, I could do this. And then she just looked at me, and she goes, wow, you sound so old. And I just stopped, and I'm like, all right. Fair enough. But anyway, so moving forward, so we don't get too sidetracked in this video. Most of you guys know who watch these videos often. For Christmas, I got a new calendar system that's on my desk. And they're little tearaway pieces of paper, but they're my favorite thing in the world, which is factoids. Chuck said that didn't sound oldish. Yes, it did. Chris Kinsvader's Erica feeling better. Yes, thank you for asking, Chris. Yes, my wife was sick with the flu really bad for the last 4 or 5 days. She had to take 1 day off work. She went to work the next day super sick. So last night, it was ironic, actually. Last night, she was like, I feel so much better. I'm starting to, I'm almost over it completely. And I was like, yeah, that's great. And I couldn't talk last night. I lost my voice last night. It beat the crap out of me. So we kind of flip-flopped, but I don't have the flu. Anyway, so January 15th, which is today, it's a really cool factoid. In 2009, it's also Martin Luther King Day. But in 2009, Sully Sullenberger performs a miracle on the Hudson. So today is... I can't believe it's been this long, but it's been 9 years since Sully Sullenberger landed the plane in the Hudson River in New York. So that's what happened today, 9 years ago. So, pretty crazy. But I always read these off whenever I do a live video because I love factoids, and every day I get excited to read the next one. It's hard for me not to start ripping them off and go through for the next month so I can just see what the factoids are. So, what do we got coming up next? We got the Birch Run Boat Show in 2 weeks. I'm flying out to North Carolina in, what's the date? In 10 days. And I'm flying out to North Carolina in 10 days. When I get back, I have the Birch Run Boat Show. Chad said next boat. Yes, so my next kayak will be out next month. So I still have a couple Feel Free 11.5 lures, which I'll always have because I love those kayaks. I still have my 13.5 for right now, but I am selling my 13.5 kind of on the down low. But I am selling, I am selling my 13.5, not because I want to, because I really don't want to sell my 13.5. But my trailer, I use an enclosed trailer. My trailer is 14 foot long, so and it's 8 foot wide. So in order for me to have 2 bigger kayaks, I can't put them side by side. So the 13.5 has to go right in the middle. I have a V-nose trailer, so it has to go right in the middle where it's 14 foot long. So my Dorado is 12.5 foot. That's coming next month, and with the rudder on the back, it's going to be 13 foot. And I won't be able to put them side by side in my trailer. So I have to get rid of one, and I decided to keep my 11.5s because they're lighter, they're more universal for smaller stuff and bigger stuff, and the Dorado will be my new main kayak moving into the 2018 season. So my next boat will be the Feel Free Dorado, and I have never been more excited about a kayak. Sorry, I didn't know it was on the DL. Whoops. It's not really on the DL because 1, I mentioned it on the video just now. 2, I posted on Facebook. It's on the DL as far as I'm not talking about it too much because a few reasons. 1, I want to sell the kayak to someone that I know or someone that I know will take care of it at least, so I don't want to just sell to anybody. I've turned down actually a couple people already out of state because I don't know who they are. I don't know how they take care of it. I'm really sentimental when it comes to cars and kayaks. I don't know why, but my bass boat, I didn't care who bought it. I was literally selling it. I could care less who bought it. Any car that I sell, I turn people down sometimes because I'm really weird about that. James Reed said, have you sold your lure 13.5 yet? No, I have not sold it yet. I'm actually explaining why I haven't sold it yet, too. So, perfect timing, James Reed. But I had someone message me the other day and say, hey, I want your kayak really bad. And, I didn't know who this guy was, but he messaged me. And I went through his Facebook, and I saw that his last kayak, he ran over with his truck on accident, I'm assuming, I hope. And he was talking about how, he's beat the crap out of it. He drags it around. I just saw some post that, I don't know. I just don't want to sell my kayak to somebody who's going to beat the hell out of it and not appreciate it or respect it because I baby everything I own. I still have my first rod holder I ever bought. I still have my, I don't get rid of gear unless I really need to. I kind of hoard a lot of kayak gear, even if I have doubles or triples of it. But I take care of everything I have. I power wash my kayaks very regularly. I clean them regularly. They stay covered at all times. I've never left a kayak outside ever. Like overnight. I've never had a kayak outside overnight. I don't care what the weather's like. It's never been outside. I keep them in my enclosed trailer, in my garage, in my basement, or on the water. That's it. So I want to sell my kayak to someone who's going to take care of it and respect it and appreciate the way that I do. I think I saw a movie when I was a kid. I saw, most of you guys know the movie Christine, where I think it's a 68 Plymouth Fury. Pretty sure it is. I haven't seen the movie in a couple years, but I'm pretty sure the movie, it has a full blacked out. Let's say it's a 68 because I think it was, but a 68 Plymouth Fury that comes to life and it kills people that pick on the owner. And if the owner tries to get rid of it, it keeps on coming back and stuff like that. So when I was a kid, I saw that movie and it kind of stuck with me. So I always think that I treat my cars really well. I treat my kayaks really well because I want them to treat me really well. So, I don't know. Call it weird, but it is what it is. No, I don't need references and background checks, but I do want to make sure that whoever gets my kayak takes really good care of it. Stuff is too expensive to be abusing. And that's another thing, too, is that, everything costs money. And the way I look at money, so this is a thing that me and my wife talk about all the time. I could care less about making money. I could care less about spending money. To me, money is just paper. That's it. Off subject, but broke down and bought the Green Mountain Breakfast Blend. That's what I drink too, buddy. Patrick Wilford said 57. It's a 57 Fury? I don't think it's a 57. It's not a 57 Fury. I know it's a Plymouth Fury. Either way, money is just paper to me. Money comes and goes. It'll always come and go. I've had a lot of it. I've had none of it. I've lost all of it. I've gained all of it. Money always comes and goes no matter what. So money has kind of lost its importance to me over the years. I care about time and memories because those are things that memories you keep and you don't ever have to get rid of. Time is something you get rid of and you never get to keep. You never get it back. So time and memories are kind of what motivates my life, and I revolve what I do around those things. I always want to make sure I make amazing memories with great people, whether it's my wife, my friends, people I meet, people I interact with, places I get to travel to, and the way I spend my time. So even doing these videos, anytime I do a favor for someone, that time is more valuable to me than anything that I could spend. So I don't mind if I spend $50 helping somebody out or $100 helping someone out. I don't care what it is, because the point of me helping someone is the part that means the most, not the money part. So kayak stuff is expensive, and the way I look at it is, if my kayak costs $1,000, how long does it take me to make $1,000? Like if you make $10 an hour at a job to buy $1,000 kayak, that means you are, oh my god, I gotta do math right now. That's 100 hours. So if you make $10 an hour at a job, it takes you 100 hours, which is about 2 weeks of work, to be able to buy a kayak. So if you think about it, you just donated 2 weeks of your life into a kayak. So that's the way I always look at things. That's why I respect everything I own, because I know how much time it took me to earn what I have. It's kind of like the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake, which I think is a fantastic movie, by the way. But they all have like timers on their forearms, and that's how everything works. Everything in their world revolves around time. Where you don't spend money, you spend time. So Robert Boggs, a great scene at the show. Great scene at the show as well, man. So I look at it like that movie, though, like the movie In Time. Is everything I do, the money part means nothing to me. It's the time that it took me to make that money. That's how I judge things. So I take care of all my kayak stuff, my trucks, my cars, everything, because I know how much time I have into it, and if I blow it off or break it, that's time I lost that I can't get back. Oh, Sean, what's up, man? Why is your name Robert Boggs? Is your name not really Sean? Are you like a CIA guy or something? Do you work for the government? James Reed said, what's your asking price? My asking price is somewhere under... It's on my Facebook page. It's $1,500. I guess I'll say it on here. It's $1,500. It's like a $2,500 package. It's got a $600 LED light kit on it alone. Chris Scott said, I don't know what you're selling, but I got 25 bucks here. All right, we're starting the auction off. Chris Scott, we're talking about my 13.5 kayak. Mike Godlewski said, when are you heading down to the national championship? Any opportunities for a meet and greet with you? I'm going to assume that's sarcasm, Mr. Godlewski, because you can meet and greet with me anytime you want to come over and hang out. And I love meeting and greeting with you just as much, if not more. So, and your wife, actually. So it's like a package deal. I don't know when I'm heading down to national championship yet. So the tournament is on a Friday and Saturday. And Sunday is the award ceremony. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to drive down Monday, get there Monday night or Tuesday morning, I'm not sure. I'll be there filming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for pre-fishing, and then I'll be there Friday and Saturday, obviously, and Sunday. John Bolton said, we are going to need to increase the coffee chats. I still got 700 chance to like kayak is mine. Yeah. Or you could just donate $1,500 to the YouTube channel and you get the kayak for free. Just a thought. And I could deliver it to you when I go down in March, at the end of March, to Tennessee. Just a thought, just saying. So, what else is going on in the world of Bassquatch Hunter TV? So I'll be filming in North Carolina in 10 days. I'm flying out. I'm flying down there for like 2 or 3 days, so it's going to be a short trip. But I have a boat show like the day after I come home on... I forgot what day now. I'm so out of it with dates all the time. But I'll come home, and then the next day or the next couple days I'll have... John Bolton said my wife is listening to you right now, and I'm getting the divorce slug. I'll have a couple days off, and then I have to go to the Birch Run boat show. Godlewski said, seriously, for the folks that want to talk to you personally, you have video expertise that could help a lot of beginners. Yeah, so usually at the national, like last year, the national championship, I had a few people. I'll say 3 people because I think it was probably 2, but I'll assume there's more that haven't told me. A few people got mad at me because they're like, "Oh yeah, you just walked away. I didn't get to I tried to talk to you, and I couldn't even get through the crowd, and you walked away, and you were so rude." So last year I was overwhelmed at the national championship. I got there and I expected to kind of like be able to go meet some of the people I wanted to meet and shake hands with some guys that I look up to, and kind of BS a little bit about fishing with some guys. That's not how it went. I got there and I had a crowd of people like pretty quickly. They're like, "Hey, dude, we wanted to meet you. I want to come say hi to you." And it's like, "Oh, all right." Like I got taken aback by it. It was kind of surreal. Like I didn't expect to have a big crowd the whole entire time that wanted to talk to me and see me and stuff like that. So I had a really hard time managing my time last year. So this year I'm actually filming for the event. So what I'm going to do is during the actual captain's meetings, so like the one before the tournament, what I'm going to do is I got to film. So I have to film the event. I got hired to film the event. So it's not just for my own fun this time, but I'm going to sit down somewhere at the event, and anybody who wants to come up and talk is more than welcome, or ask questions or anything at all. There's plenty of people that I'm looking forward to meeting as well. So after the captain's meet, or after the tournament on Sunday for the award ceremony, if everybody is still there, I guess, because after everyone sees someone win $100,000 check, that's going to be the most incredible thing to see it all. Is see someone win $100,000, like a life, like last year was $30,000 or $35,000. That's life changing, by any means. But this year $100,000 minimum, first place prize. Like someone's life is going to change so dramatically that I cannot wait to capture that on film. So. John Bolton said, I still need that decal behind you for my vehicle, dude. I thought I sent you one. Did I not send you one? John Bolton, send me a private message with your address and tell me that you want a sticker in the message. And I don't have a whole lot left. I'm trying to look and see if I don't know where they are. I don't have a whole lot left because I'm phasing those stickers out, but I only have a couple, if I still have a couple. But I'll send you at least one for sure. I'm making new ones, which are most likely going to be the same logo, just have, instead of having, it says Bassquatch clothing on the top of them, it's going to say Bassquatch Hunter TV instead. So I've been dragging my feet on those. I've been so slammed. So this whole week is my kind of catch-up week. So I have my January video that I'm waiting to finish. It's on my screen right now, and I was working on it a minute ago. I have a new product video that I released yesterday for the visibility kit. I have another one that I am going to finish and release today, hopefully, or tomorrow, for a really cool product. And then I have another video on some amazing kayak stands that I am almost done filming and I can start editing. And those things are incredible. I used them at the show and they were awesome. So got some new videos coming out soon, and I'll get caught up with those and get my stickers caught up. Do it during the week before the tourney, get people pumped like a tourney pep assembly. It's a good idea, Godlewski. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll announce it on Facebook and on YouTube, but when it gets closer to the national championship, what I'll do then is one of the days of pre-fishing, I'll make sure that I will be at either the county fairgrounds where the tournaments is held, where the meetings are held, or at the hotel I'm staying at, or I don't know, somewhere. Maybe I'll do like a Bassquatch meet and greet thing where you can come hang out, meet some of my buddies that are gonna be there with me, and ask questions and just kind of BS a little bit. Chad said, got my cart, can't wait to use it in 4 months. Yeah, I saw that post, by the way. I'm glad you got the cart, dude. Those things are awesome. I used my dual sea tug at the show to pull in like 7 kayaks on top of each other, so it was pretty sweet. I walked my kayak around the whole entire show. John Bolton said the edits on your last video were absolutely sick, man. Yeah, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I work really hard on every video I do. I try to outdo my last video. So I always say this to people: the only person I'm in competition with is myself, in my opinion. So I don't compete with anybody in YouTube, in the fishing world. Everyone's friends, in my opinion, and everyone should be friends. The only person I'm actually in competition with 24/7 is myself. So I think about where I want to be. I set attainable and reasonable goals, and that's the person I want to be. And I kind of compete with that version of myself all the time. So I'm always trying to outdo myself. So every video I do, I try something new. I do so much research on video editing all the time and learn new tricks. And sometimes I'll spend 3 hours doing like a 5-second clip in a video, and most of you guys won't even notice whatever I did, but I notice it. And I like trying to find new little teeny tricks here and there. And starting soon, all of my videos are gonna have a little teeny Easter egg in them too, which would be kind of cool, like a little hidden thing. And I'm hoping I'll be filming sometime this week for that part. I always forget that I have my fish tattoo. It's so funny. Like on this arm, I'm missing this piece right here. That's the only part I haven't done yet of this arm for my tattoos, because I'm still waiting to get the design I want figured out. This arm, the only part I have done is from here up, and I have my fish with my camera in the middle. But I always forget my fish is over here because I wish it would have gone on this arm, but either way. Mike, go answer my post question on MKT. I will try to go on there in a little bit if I can. After I finish this live video, I have to get back to work on my computer because it is, what time is it? It's like 3:30 right now where I'm at, and I need to get this video I'm working on done before 5 if I can. Because I still have to go out to my truck and unload. My whole back seat, my passenger seat, and the bed of my truck is full of gear, everything from the show. I need to get all of that in my garage and start going through it all and see what's broken and what's not broken and what needs to be cleaned, replaced, fixed, tightened up, all that stuff. I know I have some bolts that got loosened up, so I want to make sure I get it all ready before I forget about it. So I gotta do that next. Godlewski said, Bassquatch Hunter TV pre-party, food and giveaways, BYOB, I'm in. Dude, that's awesome. This is why I love you, Mike. So Mike's a really good friend of mine. He's also on my board of organizers for my Kayak Anglers Midwest group. And I'm very happy to Very happy to consider him a friend. John Bolton, I love the liar, liar reference, by the way. I'm a big movie buff, so I speak in movie quotes most of the time. So I usually get, especially that. You can't reference a Jim Carrey movie or a Jim Carrey line without me knowing it usually. So appreciate the liar, liar reference. So in other news, the lead singer of the Cranberries, the band Cranberries, they're famous for, the two biggest hits were Linger and Zombie, passed away at 46 years old today, and they haven't announced how yet, but the song Linger was actually a really big part of my life when I was a kid. So when I was in, I think it was middle school or maybe early high school, I don't remember when it came out, what year, or when I heard it at least, maybe I heard it after it came out, but I think it was middle school. I remember listening to that song and I heard the lyrics and I was like, I think I interpreted the lyrics differently when I was a teenager than I would as an adult, obviously, but the song was kind of a big deal to me. So, and Zombie was a great song, obviously, too, but it's sad, sad, sad when anytime someone's tragically taken away too soon, especially someone as talented and as artistic as musicians, but happens. Part of life is death, I guess. The only thing you're guaranteed in life is death. So, well, they say death and taxes, but some people don't pay taxes. So everybody has to pay for death, or pay death, or accept death, or have death. I don't know. Either way, you know what I mean. So what else do you guys got? Any questions or anything, please participate. The point of these videos is to start conversations. So usually it's the same 2 or 3 people talking. So let's get some new people on here. There's like 13 people on this video right now. So there should be at least 1 or 2 people who don't usually talk that much that can chime in and contribute to conversation. This video has only been going on for 32 minutes, which is short for me, so I don't want to end it yet. I got to at least hit the 45-minute mark before I feel like it's an actual Coffee with Bassquatch video. For real, though, I try to make all my podcast videos like this. I try to make sure they're all between 45 minutes and an hour, because when people go back and actually watch them, if they actually watch the whole entire thing beginning to end, there's a whole lot of topics that are covered, because I have squirrel syndrome, which I go from topic to topic to topic. So they can catch little parts of it throughout the day while they're watching it, I guess. But if it's only 15-20 minutes, we don't get a lot covered. John Ferguson said, you stoked for iCast? Absolutely. iCast was a blast last year. iCast was one of the coolest experiences last year. Everything about it was incredible. All of the, every company has like a rental house there with after parties, and you get to meet some really cool people that you would never get to meet normally, especially all in one area. My Uber driver that I hired on the side is like my private driver for the whole week, was absolutely amazing, and she's actually going to be my driver again this year, so I won't have to even call Uber or deal with waiting for rides. I'm just going to give her my schedule ahead of time and the locations I'll need to be at what days, and then she'll just be there driving me around. I can pay her cash, and it's easy. So my Uber experience was incredible in Orlando. The only thing that was not fun last year in Orlando was when me and Robert Field went out to Lake Toho when it was 108 degrees, 100% humidity. We both got attacked by fire ants that day. We had gators everywhere. I caught 0 fish, and it was miserable. So this year, I'm going to talk to him ahead of time and possibly do some offshore fishing or something different, because in July, Orlando was not a pleasant place. So Chris Kinsvader said, how important is the flag from your last video? I 100% agree with the light as it gets dark, but is a flag really needed? So 2 things. 1, Chris, thank you for asking a product question, because not enough people ask questions about kayak products on my videos, and they really should, because I do a lot of videos on products alone, and I use a lot of products. So I like talking about them. So is the flag important? The best way I can answer that is yes. The flag is more important than the light, in my opinion, because more people fish during the day than they do at night. So the light is very important before the sun comes up and after the sun goes down, or if it's super foggy out or anything like that. But the flag is visible 24/7. So no matter where I'm at, people can see that orange flag from across the lake, hopefully, and that's what saves me a lot of times too. So that flag is super, super important. I always tell everybody you should always have an orange flag on your kayak. Have it as tall as you possibly can. I put an extension on mine, a 7-inch extension, so mine's 7 inches taller than stock because I want it to stick up far enough where even bigger boats can see it quickly and easily. So I also put an American flag on my pole too, not only because I love America, but also because it gives one extra piece that's bright too. Mackenzie Godlewski said, hey, you know my dad. You're awesome. I've been sharing your stuff and watching it lately, and it's great. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mackenzie. I do know your dad, and your dad is awesome. Your dad is actually one of the few people in my life that I actually hang out with that I consider a super, super good friend, and I trust him and great person. So I have a small circle of friends I actually hang out with in person for a reason. So what is the stock height? I don't know that answer, and I should. I don't know. I will look that up, and I'll message you, James Reed, because I don't remember. But I added a 7-inch extension from Real Blazer because I wanted it taller. That's all I remember, but I forgot the stock height. Chris Scott says, hey, Mike, have you found a company that has a plug-in pole light? I have made a couple homemade ones, but I wouldn't mind seeing what else is out there. So are you talking about like a powered mount and kind of like a boat? Like where my bass boat used to be, where the light itself is not powered in any way, but the mount is powered and you plug it in and twist it kind of thing. That's what my bass boat was, at least. I have not seen that yet. If that's what you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about? Like one that the mount is powered and then you just kind of lock it in? Or what do you mean? I guess before I try to answer that, I should ask you what you mean, make sure I answer correctly. If you're talking about one that plugs in, I haven't done that yet. Godlewski said, Bassquatch Hunter flag in the future. I know they'll be fluorescent green. Yes, so there are Bassquatch flags in the future. And they weren't going to be green, actually, because green doesn't stand out as much as orange. Because green blends in with green backgrounds. So if you have grass in the background, the green will kind of blend in, but it's not a bad idea to have some green ones. Chris Scott said basically something like that. So yeah, I've not seen anything like that yet. It would be a good idea. The only problem that I could see with that being a thing on a kayak is that to make it waterproof, you'd have to have a rubber plug in it, I guess, when you're not using it. And also, how can you make sure water doesn't get in around the flagpole to make it still waterproof? So that's the only thing I would be concerned about with a design like that, is how to make it waterproof and corrosion resistant, especially for salt water. So that's the only thing that I don't know about yet. John Bolton said, did I see it wrong, or does the light holder replace the rod holder on your boat? Yes, you saw that wrong. I have starports all over my boat. So I use starport HDs, which is the smaller rectangle ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 starports on my 13.5 and 4 on my 11.5. So there's one in the back that I use for my flag, but I can pop that out and pop in a GoPro mount if I want one straight up behind me. Same thing with next to my seat. I have my main camera boom next to my seat. I could pop that out in 2 seconds, put my flag there instead, or another rod holder if I do trolling. I've done that before, actually, where I take out my camera boom next to me. It's unlock it, pull the camera boom out, and I pop in another rod holder, put it up at an angle like this, drop a rod into it so it's right next to my seat, and then I control with that one so I can always kind of keep my hand near it. So that's what's cool about starports. They're all interchangeable. So my rod holder stays where it's at. Sometimes I've taken a camera mount and swapped it out too, but you can always swap around stuff on the water really easily. So Chris Kinsvader said, I'd fly that flag. Yeah, me too, man. I was going to do them last year. The only reason why I didn't do them last year is because last year, in the beginning of the year, until, June? Until June of last year, I was still doing my day job, which was, my company was a printing company. So it was easy for me to do all my own apparel and stuff like that. So I was going to print the flags last year. Then I quit working for that company. well, I was contracted to work. Like, the company bought my company 10 years ago, then hired me to run my company inside of their company, kind of thing. So I didn't really quit. Like, I didn't really have a boss, but I left and turned all my customers over to them, and I left on my 10-year anniversary. So either way, I don't print my own stuff anymore. So it's harder for me to do stuff like the flags and apparel and stuff, because now I got to order it like normal, and it's a lot harder to do it that way. It was easier for me to go in, just do it myself, and be done. So the flags I haven't done yet because they cost money. So when I was doing it on myself, then I just had to pay for the materials, and it was it. And it was my time, but now I got to order them, so I got to do that still. What brand are your camera mounts? My camera mounts are Railblaza. Every accessory on my kayak, like rod holders, my flag, my camera mounts, everything is Railblaza. So if you go on Yak Gear's website or on ACK or your local dealer that carries Railblaza, you'll be able to find them all. My main camera mount that is, it swivels automatically, and it's the one you see when I pivot my camera around like this in a video. That is 2 camera booms with a camera adapter part put on top. So it's actually 3 different pieces that you buy separately. Excuse me. The 2 booms are Railblaza 600 booms. So I use one, it comes with a Starport HD. So I use one Railblaza 600 boom and a Starport. Then I attach another Railblaza 600 boom that goes on a steeper angle. And then on top of that one, I put the camera adapter kit that I can articulate more and angle up, so I get that angle that I want. And my front camera mount is the shorter, I think it's called a Railblaza 100, I think. Which I also have a 7-inch extender on that to make it a little bit taller as well. Godlewski said, when is Erica going to do the Bassquatch Huntress series? Maybe we should do her side of the truck and maybe some female shirts, colors, and her own logo. So, funny you said that. 2 things. One, I've been waiting for the weather to get warmer. I need to do the outer side of my truck, Mike. So, whenever you're ready to do that, if we can ever figure out a way to do it, I need to do that soon. Second thing, I need her to get on more videos, and maybe later today, if she's feeling better, we'll do a live Facebook video together or something. Also, I have a box behind my couch over here full of women's apparel for Bassquatch Hunter clothing. I never printed it, I never finished it, and I don't know if I'm going to, because, like I said, I quit my day job almost at the same time I was doing that, so I never finished the samples. But I had the logos made up, the artwork done, I still have it, and it says, like, Size Matters is one of them, and, you know, Lady Squatch was one of them, stuff like that. I still want to do a woman's line of clothing, but I just haven't had the time or the money to do it, so it's hard to sit on an inventory. Is the problem with clothing is if I order, you know, 5 smalls, 5 mediums, 5 large, 5 extra large, 5 2X, 5 3X, which it's only 5 of each size. That goes away in like a week, not even. That's like 35, 40 shirts to have 5 of each size. And then if I sell all of the extra large, I'm stuck with the rest. If I sell, then the one person that wants the 3X, and it's like, oh, I didn't do 3X, then I have to order. It's like, it's really hard to manage inventory for apparel unless you have a lot of money to invest into it and sit on it for a long time until they're all gone. And then when you sell out of all your smalls one day out of nowhere because you didn't expect it, then you have to reorder again. It's hard. So I haven't really been doing the apparel as much lately. Just call, I'm in limited run. I will let you know, Mike. I have some really cool apparel stuff in the works right now. I've been working with a few different ideas and options to do more Bassquatch apparel stuff for this season, so I just haven't really had time to finish or follow through with it yet. But I will, and I'll keep you posted. So, what other questions or topics do you guys have? We got about 5 minutes left or so, unless you guys start asking questions or topics or discussions. Oh, it's my 3rd cup of coffee today. Teddy said, you ever fish in the Waterloo area between Ann Arbor and Jackson? So I fished the Huron River down in Ann Arbor, and I have fished in Livonia a few times, but I have not fished Waterloo yet. Pre-order for the awesome kayak women. Have you used the Sea Tug on a rocky area? Yes. So James Reed, look at my video on my YouTube channel, or on this YouTube channel. I forgot I'm on YouTube right now. Look at the video on my YouTube channel called Sea Tug with Sand Tracks, I think it's called. It's the Sea Tug video. There's two Sea Tug videos. There's a double up Sea Tug, and then there's the regular Sea Tug video with the Sand Tracks tires. And that one you can see I went over a bunch of gravel and broken rock and cement and stuff with it. I don't use the hard tires whenever I go over rocks or gravel. I don't even use the hard tires at all anymore. But the hard tires get stuck and wedged sometimes with rocks, so I use the Sand Tracks tires to go over gravel, rocks, boulders, branches, everything. Ferguson said, what's your thoughts on the KBF World Championship? I hope there is a World Championship. The National Championship's pretty darn cool. World Championship is a little bit further out because, one, I'm assuming it would have to be either overseas or it'd have to be in America, I guess, but people from everywhere would have to fly in. It would be a big expense. Plus, there's not a KBF presence in any other countries yet, so that'd be the tough part. But I mean, if there was like a world championship, like maybe they took like the top 10 people in the world and put them all in one spot, that'd be pretty cool. Godlewski said, Ice Fish Adventure. Let's do a day up on Saginaw Bay. Ooh. Sounds like fun. Excuse me. I need to get out and ice fish on St. Clair again. I need to bring my drone out. I need to do it on a day where it's not actively snowing so I can fly the drone safely without having to get wet. And it can't be too windy and it can't be too cold. So it's gotta be like 30 degrees outside. Ish, 30 or higher, and no snow or wind. What is the tournament series for Southeast Michigan looking like this year? The tournament series for Southeast Michigan is crazy. I mean, the tournaments in Michigan, I guess, are crazy this year. There's the Cats Midwest, which are awesome events, the Michigan Kayak Trail, which are amazing events, the KBF Trail events that are in Michigan are awesome. We have the Kayak Angler Games, which everybody better come to this year because it's going to be incredible. There's so many events this year. It's every weekend there's an event somewhere. Every Saturday and every Sunday there's an event somewhere in Michigan. That's why I don't get to make a lot of them because they're every day there's one. Mike Idlowski said, God bless you. Thank you very much. Teddy said, Waterloo would be about an hour drive for you, but many lakes great for kayak fishing. Bless you. Thank you, Teddy, for the bless you. Yeah, I think Waterloo is about an hour. Well, Ann Arbor, so I can make it to the, like the IKEA in Canton. I can make it in an hour. James Reed said, is Z-Man still making the hogs? I have a hard time finding them. So yes, they are definitely still making them. The hard part is they sell out. So here's the thing with Z-Man. A lot of people talk to me about Z-Man, especially at the show. Z-Man is a large company based on numbers, but it's a small company based on, it's a family-owned company. Like, it's a small company still. Like, people think it's some giant, like, crazy corporation, but it's still pretty small. So they have a hard time when someone promotes the hogs. Like, I promote the hogs pretty heavily. So if I promote the hogs super heavily for like 3 weeks straight, they sell out of them unexpectedly, and they gotta remake them all and keep up with all the different, like they make like 15 colors of almost every bait, so they have to keep up with each color. And if someone unexpectedly orders, like if I call them up and say, hey, I need 20 packages of green pumpkin, then another buddy calls and says I need 20 packages of green pumpkin, then another guy calls, like, we could sell out 500 packs of green pumpkin hogs in one day if a bunch of us do it. So it's hard for them to keep up. So sometimes they run out, and usually they're restocked pretty quickly. They're usually very, very good with that. There's been 2 colors that I've been waiting for, and every time I check, they're sold out, and then they'll get them back, and then when I look, they're sold out, but I know they came back. So it's like, you got to keep the, like, bloodworm's another one. Like, some of the colors are in demand at certain times of the year, and they're very hard to get. But I always tell everyone, go to Z-Man's website first, because they tell you what's in stock and what's not in stock. If they're in stock in Z-Man, order from there. If they're not in stock at Z-Man, start calling your local bait shops and see who's got them. Go to Tackle Warehouse, go to Tackle Freaks, go to wherever you have to go online, and just keep on. That's what I do all the time. Whenever I can't find something I'm looking for specifically, I go to the manufacturer directly first, because I assume they would have it first, and if they don't, then I start trickling down to everything. Bass Pro is like my last resort. because I'd rather support the company directly or smaller shops first before I start looking at the big corporations like Bass Pro Shop and Cabela's and Field & Stream. Also, Amazon is a very last resort for me. Like the apps, if I'm desperate, I'll go on Amazon. So, I'm going to end this video in a second here. Not because I want to, but because my phone has 10% battery. Although I could charge it, I guess. But if you have any other questions, feel free to post them on this video, even after it's live, and I'll be happy to come back and answer them. Or if they're really good questions where it's a longer answer, I'll save it for the video I do next week. Because I'm doing another Bassquatch video next week. Thoughts about the KBF not rolling down spots next year. Alright, let me get my phone charger really quick so I can answer that. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't take off. Be patient. Alright, let me plug my phone in. I'm going to unplug my camera charger. Alright. Phone is plugged in. So, let's see if I missed anything. Sounding old with that grunt getting up. Yeah, thanks, John Ferguson. I feel old sometimes. So I've played hockey for 31. This is my 31st season consecutively. I've never taken a year off hockey. 31 years of hockey, 11 years of mixed martial arts and kickboxing and personal training, 5 years of weightlifting and bodybuilding, not counting like football and track and everything else I've done. So my body's beat up bad. So yes, I grunt when I get up sometimes because my back is sore as heck from standing for like 45 hours for the fishing show. So, Godlewski, you said thoughts about the KBF not rolling spots down next year. I think it's amazing. I really do. I think it's a good idea. The problem with the roll downs are after the first half of the season, like if I bust my butt to qualify for a KBF event immediately in the, like this year, for example, or 2017. 2017, the first tournament of the year with a KBF spot in Michigan, the first event of the whole year that was available to fish was the monthly challenge, and I won. I got first place in the first tournament of the year, so I could qualify for my spot. I spent 2 days out of 30 days of the month fishing, 22 days in a row to fish, so I could make sure I got like 106 inches in that tournament, 105 inches in that tournament, because I wanted to make sure I got first place no matter what. So then after the first half of the year, someone who gets 6th place in the tournament automatically gets a roll down spot for the KBF because the top 5 people already busted their butts to win. So I don't like the roll down idea as much because it makes it so you can just kind of wait it out and let all the guys who bust their ass to get first place wait till they all qualify, and then you'll get a roll down spot. And I mean, it's cool for some things. Like I like that some people get roll down spots because I think everybody should deserve to go to the championship and check it out, and it kind of motivates you to get first place next year. But it also makes it so we have 800 people in a tournament that I wish we only had 500 people at. So I think 500 people competing for 100 grand is way better than 800 people competing for 100 grand. Mike Gajlewski said, I remember that day with the 2 over 20. Yeah, so you were out there with me that day too. Do you ever use any other hook method for the TRD besides the jig? So I use the Z-Man headlocks, or Ned locks, I guess it's called, for my TRDs. The only other way I rig my TRDs, I use the bigger TRDs sometimes, and I wacky rig them. Even though they're pretty thick and stiff, they don't get like crazy movement, but they still fold and still get a good movement. So I do wacky rig sometimes. Let me adjust the lighting here. Oh, that's too bright. Holy crap, this gets bright. So I do wacky rig sometimes with the bigger TRDs. I have Carolina rigged a TRD. I drop shot at TRD sometimes, but I usually use the 4-inch finesse worm. I use the 4-inch finesse worm more than any other Z-Man product possible, besides the chatter. I use a chatterbait all year long too, but the chatterbait and the 4-inch finesse worm on a 10th ounce or 15th ounce jig head, that's what I use the most. And I use that 4-inch finesse worm for drop shots. I use them for Carolina rigs. I use them for Ned rigs. I use them for shaky heads. I use them for everything. I've been looking for something for a trailer. So the best three things, I'll give you the top 3 for trailers. The top 3 things I use for trailers are the Z-Man hogs are amazing trailers for every chatterbait or spinnerbait or anything. The second best one I use is the Z-Man bat wings. So it's just the head of a craw with huge flappers. And the Elastec floats automatically. The chemical makeup makes it float. So when you have flippers that float, they're trying to float up like this, so when you're pulling them, the resistance to the water is pushing them down, so it gives it a really cool erratic action. So I like using the bat wings on my chatterbaits. I use those more than anything for trailers. And then I use the 4-inch finesse worms for trailers as well, because they're 4 inches, they're taper off like a leech, so they're super skinny in the end, and again, they're Elastec, so they want to float. So the tail tries to go up while the wind pushes down, or the water pushes down, and you get a really cool movement like this on it too. So those are the 3 things I use the most for trailers, especially on chatterbaits, is the Elastec from Z-Man, the bat wings, the 4-inch finesse worm, and the hogs. The hogs are probably my most, I can't say my most used trailer, because I use those a lot because they're such a diverse bait, but I like using a 4-inch finesse worm because they're longer. So you get a little bit longer. So you get the chatterbait, you get the skirt, and then you get the tail sticking out. So it gives it a really cool, you get 3 different profiles off one bait. You get the movement of the blade and the flashiness of the blade. You get the thick, wide profile and appearance of the skirt. And then as the skirt tapers down in the water, you get the finesse worm tail hanging out. So you get a really good matchup with that. Going to have to get some of those bat wings. Yeah, the bat wings are cool. I just gave one to a buddy yesterday at the boat show, or the fishing show yesterday too. He was talking about how he bought some Z-Man craws for trailers. And he was saying how he didn't like him as much for trailers. I'm like, well, try the bat wings. The bat wings are made for trailers. The craws are made for craws. The bat wings are made for trailers. Where do you get the gluten-free hot dogs you need to eat at the meet and greet in March? Gluten-free hot dogs are everywhere. Dearborn is always gluten-free, so I always get Dearborn. But 9 out of 10 hot dogs will say gluten-free on them. You just got to make sure they say gluten-free, because if they don't, they put bread filler in them. So we'll figure it out for that. We have like 3 months or 2 months. Finally, coffee's gone. So on that note, I'm going to end the video. And next week, I am going to do a new giveaway in the video. John Bolton said Dearborn, Michigan. Yes, Dearborn hot dogs is made in Dearborn, Michigan. So my family owns a food company, actually, like a wholesale food company. So I grew up going to slaughterhouses and going to Dearborn sausage and seeing how everything's made. My sister's actually vegetarian because of going to like Dearborn sausage and seeing how hot dogs are actually made, and sausage and meat products. So yeah, Dearborn sausage makes Dearborn hot dogs, or Dearborn, the company, makes Dearborn hot dogs. Anyway, Godlewski, thank you very much, man. I appreciate the activeness and support on the video, and appreciate your friendship as always. I'm gonna get off the video, and next week we're gonna do a giveaway on the Coffee with Bassquatch. John Bolton said, in my line of work, we do a lot of business in Michigan. Well, that's awesome. You need to find an excuse to come up here then and go fishing in the spring. It'd be awesome. Let me know if you ever make it up, and I'll have kayaks put aside for you. Don't think anything could make me a vegetarian. Yeah, I'm the same way. I could never go vegetarian, but I don't eat a lot of red meat. And I am a huge animal rights person, so I have a hard time hunting. I hunt for pheasant once a year, but I'm probably not going to be doing that anymore either. But I have pheasant hunted once a year for a while, but my wife is super against hunting. So, happy wife is happy life, and I like to be alive, and I like to be happy. So, and I like my wife to be happy. So, like Mike Godlewski, actually, on this video, he got a bunch of my pheasants and trout and salmon that I caught because my wife didn't want to eat any of it because I killed it. John Bolton said, by the way, we may be getting another pit bull. His name is Blue. Nice. Make sure you post some pictures of it. Anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go. Make sure you guys go on this YouTube channel. Check out some other videos. Watch the newest video. Watch some of the experience videos. My suggestion for this week for you to watch is going to be the Ohio Rock Quarry video, because that was a fun video and I watched it this morning because someone commented on it. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch I watched part of it and I forgot how much fun that thing was to make. That was a great experience. I'm going to fish there again this year for sure, at least a couple times. It was so beautiful. You can see that in the drone footage. It was a gorgeous place. But go on there and go check out the video today. So the Ohio Rock Quarry video is my featured video of the week. But go on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Give every video a thumbs up that you like. Give it a thumbs down if you don't like it or don't thumbs it at all. And comment on it if you have any questions or if you want to compliment the video. And share it on your channel or share it on your Facebook page and get some other people interested in the sport as well. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the water or on the ice. Depends what happens next. Hopefully on the ice soon, but I'll be on the water in North Carolina in about 10 days. So, John Bolton, I will see you soon, buddy, or talk to you soon at least. Have an awesome day, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support, as always. And we'll see you for volume 19 of Coffee with Bassquatch next week, where we're going to do a live giveaway raffle. So, talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. Bye.